My new flash, the Godox V480C for Canon, available also for Sony, Nikon, Fujifilm, Panasonic and Olympus. First we will do an overview, then I will tell you why I bought it, and finally we will try it on camera and off camera for macro photography. 361 grams battery included. Here it is compared to a few of my other flashes, the Godox V350C, which is my most used flash. I have two of them, one for Canon, one for Fujifilm. The Canon EL10 and the Nissin i40 for Fujifilm. The Godox V480 is now my biggest flash, but hopefully it delivers more power, more consistently, with a guide number of 50. For reference, my Godox V350 has a guide number of 36, and the next more powerful Godox flash right now would be the Godox V860 Mark III with a guide number of 60, but with a weight of 530 grams. The V480 has something special that could help me at night, that LED light right here. The external part seems to be all plastic except for the shoe. The hot shoe mechanism feels indeed very plasticky and a little bit wobbly. Strong enough rotating head. Built-in diffuser, little reflector, 2.5mm sync port, USB-C port but only for firmware updates. The battery door is easy to open with only one hand, unlike any of my other flashes. Another cool thing is that you can charge the battery through that USB-C port here. No charger needed anymore. We have a large bright screen, 3 buttons and a wheel. Long press on power and we get to the main page, in fact the only page we need as a macro photographer. We can navigate between the flash power, the mode, which is manual for me, and the distance. To select the distance, you push the button in the middle of the wheel, then you turn the wheel. We go for 24mm here, and that will give us the largest beam of light. If you don't like wheels and buttons, you can also simply touch the screen. You can scroll down for more functions, you can scroll right for more wireless functions and the menu. As a macro photographer, as I said, we only just need the first main page to choose the manual mode and to select the power. So I will not go deeper into the menu, but I will add that the V480 can control other flashes or be controlled by other flashes or triggers. It has a high-speed sync of 1/8000 of a second, so you can shoot your friends with a sunset as a background on a beach, for example. On paper, the battery can handle 650 shots at full power. So it is a bit heavier and bigger than usual for me, but hopefully a little bit more powerful. And I hope that this LED will help me in low light situation and even at night. In fact, if you scroll down, you click on model and you can control the intensity of it, and it seems powerful enough actually. If you scroll right, then you click on menu, then model again. You can choose if you want a constant light or if you want it to stop when the flash operates. And so that's why I wanted to try that flash. More power, the LED light, no need to bother with a charger anymore, and it is still on the smaller size. Hopefully the weight is manageable. This video is not sponsored, I have it since a few months now, and so it's time to try some macro photography. If you want to help my channel, you can buy me a printable image, link in the description below. So I'm here in the ruins of Talisay, and this is my little setup, the Sony A6700. We have the Sony E90mm f2.8 macro with the Godox V480 and my new flash diffuser that I made 1 month ago. If you want to know how to make it, I will put a link in the video description below. And here I have a lot of little spider on the tree. Maybe I will try to get one. They are a bit small. I may use my Renox. No, you will not see that spider, and yes, I did use the Renox most of the time. All my subjects were very small. That beetle is no more than 4mm, for example. in fact, those orange ants were among my biggest subjects. So be careful where you sit there. And yes, this flash seems good. I must say that it's kind of hard to compare because I did macro with Sony, Canon, Fuji, and now Nikon with different flashes and different flash diffuser. However, my first 2 days of testing it, I feel like I don't have to squeeze my shutter speed down to 1/80 or open my aperture at f8, f9 anymore. And I was still photographing after the sunset. The only downside is the additional weight, which is 70 grams more than the V350. I found a place even more quiet, far from the crowd. I forgot to tell you, the recycle time of that flash is 1.7 seconds if the battery is full, and it will go down to 2.6 seconds, I think. Oh, there is some ant on a rope, plastic rope, nylon. Ants on a nylon. Why not? I'm not close enough with that Renox. I'm using a lot the autofocus actually of my Sony E 90mm, and it's working sometimes. I get the head, but mostly not. This one is good. Now regarding the LED light, I think you don't really need it in low light as long as you set your preview exposure off. Now the thing is that I cannot turn my setting effects off when doing focus bracketing, and that LED light was helping a little bit, but when the LED light is on, the flash recycle time is not as good anymore. On the left, 36 images bracketed at 5 frames per second with a flash power of 1/8, no blackout, which is a good result. On the right, same, but with the LED light at full power, and we have a lot of blackouts. So that makes that LED light not very useful for me in low light. But what about macro at night? Absolutely, yes, it's good. I forgot to add the flash diffuser, but the LED is set to minimum power, and we go from not seeing anything on the LCD screen to seeing very well. It's even too bright. So in fact, at night, you will drain the battery a bit faster, but you can set your LED light at minimum and it will help you. In fact, very convenient since you still have a free hand. We are along the famous sugarcane field of Bacolod, the biggest producer of sugar in the Philippines. That's why you see my face with red spots in my intro. I am in a field somewhere, a little bit in the shade. I still have the Sony A6700, the Sony E 90mm f2.8, the Godox 480. This time it's mounted on a magic arm, and I have a transmitter, the Godox X2T, sorry. And I will just try a few photos with the flash from the side, and that's it. Two reasons why you would shoot with the flash off camera: to avoid having the shadow of your lens in the frame, or for creative purpose. Here is an example: bad focus, but we have added something that is always hidden behind the target: the shadow of that grasshopper. I think with patience there is something interesting to do with that shadow, and that could potentially add interest to the photo. Let me know what you think, and like and subscribe. So there you have it, no special photos, but a few examples with the light coming from the left of your screen. The problem with that setup is that it's it's very heavy actually, so I will not do that too often, but it was cool to try. All right, all right, day number, all right, day number, all right. I have my Godox V480 on a magic arm. The magic arm is the